Chelsea Hackett said Dakota is short and she can't beat her. But what happened inside that cage? It shocked the entire MMA world. Chelsea Hackett didn't just challenge Dakota Ditcheva, she sent a massive bombshell message that got the entire combat sports community talking. This is the complete story of Dakota Ditcheva versus Chelsea Hackett. Stay tuned till the end because what Dakota did inside that cage will leave you speechless.
And that may be a factor in this fight. Can Chelsea Hackett get inside, and can Ditcheva keep her out on the end of those long-range punches?
Let's rewind to before the fight. Chelsea Hackett came in hot with confidence and made it clear she believed Dakota's height was a disadvantage. Dakota is short and she can't beat her, she claimed. But it wasn't just about physical attributes. Hackett sent shockwaves through the MMA community when she said, "They're going to get a lot of eyes, especially now obviously acquiring the other tour. The matchups that are going to be in the future for the PFL are going to be massive." So yeah, watching the card on the weekend, I got some goosebumps because that's definitely where I see myself.
They're going to get a lot of eyes, especially now, obviously acquiring Bellator. The matchups that are going to be in the future for the PFL are going to be massive. So yeah, watching the card on the weekend, I got some goosebumps because that's definitely where I see myself.
Chelsea wasn't just calling out Dakota, she was staking her claim in the PFL's future. She saw herself at the top, fighting in those massive matchups, and believed beating Dakota was her ticket there. With her Muay Thai background and striking discipline, Hackett had every reason to be confident. She had the skills, the experience, and the game plan. But there was one problem. She was about to step into the cage with an undefeated killer.
Some tough positions now. Now Hackett trying to lift the chin. She's underneath.
Got it tight. There's the tap.
Chelsea Hackett, submission win in her PFL debut.
Dakota Ditcheva doesn't do trash talk, she does damage. But when asked about Chelsea's comments, Dakota made her mindset crystal clear. Yeah, the same as all of them. You know, I don't care whether I'm fighting Chelsea Hackett or somebody else. Like, I'm zoned into every fight. Doesn't really matter what name you give me. I've got the same dedication, you know?
Yeah, the same as all of them. You know, I don't care whether I'm fighting Chelsea Hackett or somebody else. Like, I'm zoned into every fight. It doesn't really matter what name you give me. I've got the same dedication, you know.
But here's where it gets real. Dakota continued. I'm fighting to win for myself, not because she's got less points. Like, I'm winning because I want to win. I want to sit at the top of the table. Like, I'm doing this all for me. So it doesn't matter who I get put against. The mentality is the same. Go in, kill, or be killed.
I'm fighting to win for myself, not because she's got less points. Like, I'm winning because I want to win. I want to sit top of the table. Like, I'm doing this all for me. So it doesn't matter who I get put against. The mentality is the same. Go in, kill or be killed.
Kill or be killed. That's not just a phrase. That's Dakota's entire approach to fighting. She doesn't get emotional. She doesn't get distracted. She treats every opponent with the same level of respect and the same level of violence. While Chelsea was talking about the future and big matchups, Dakota was focused on one thing: domination. And that difference in mindset, it would show up in a massive way inside the cage. April 20th, 2024, PFL Europe. Chelsea Hackett walks into the cage with confidence, ready to hand Dakota her first professional loss. The crowd is electric. The stakes are high. And from the opening bell, Dakota Ditcheva came to make a statement. From the very first second, Dakota showed why she's considered one of the most dangerous rising stars in women's MMA. She came out fast, putting immediate pressure on Chelsea with sharp jabs, powerful body kicks, and perfect cage control. Dakota's striking was clean, calculated, and full of intent. Every punch she threw seemed to have a message behind it. I'm here to dominate. Chelsea tried to return fire, landing a couple of decent kicks, but she struggled to deal with Dakota's length and timing. Within the first minute, it became clear that Ditcheva was the faster, stronger, and more precise fighter. Dakota's footwork kept her out of danger while she continued to pick Chelsea apart with powerful combinations. This wasn't competitive, this was a clinic. Then came the moment that changed everything.
Straight to left handle. Let's go to the leg. That's some tricks. Come on, right. Work your side up. Let's go. Good girl. Get up that pressure. Good girl. Elbows in. Leave the grip. Go knee or quad. Knee. Take it down. Drag her down over the left.
About 1 minute into the first round, Dakota landed a crushing body shot that visibly hurt Hackett. Sensing the moment, Dakota turned up the heat, rushing in with a flurry of punches. Hackett tried to cover up, but Dakota's relentless pressure left her no room to recover. Seconds later, another brutal shot landed flush, sending Chelsea down to the canvas. The referee had seen enough. TKO stoppage at just 1 minute and 39 seconds of the first round. Dakota Ditcheva remains undefeated, and Chelsea Hackett's confident predictions were silenced in the most brutal way possible. As Chelsea Hackett sat stunned on the canvas, it was clear she hadn't anticipated this level of intensity. She came in confident with a solid striking pedigree, but Dakota's speed, precision, and killer instinct were simply on another level. Ditcheva didn't give her a chance to settle, let alone execute her game plan. Every second of the fight, from the first bell to the finish, was dictated by Dakota. This win wasn't just another notch on Dakota's record, it was a statement to the entire division. She didn't just win, she dismantled an experienced striker in Chelsea Hackett with ease. This victory puts Dakota Ditcheva firmly in the spotlight. Fans are already asking who's next, and some are calling for a title shot. Based on her recent performances, it's hard to argue against it. Dakota Ditcheva is no longer just a prospect. She's not just the future, she's the present. With each fight, she proves that the hype is real, and the competition better start taking notice.
Plum and a right hand. Oh, another one! Big one! Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand of face! Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
From her professional debut against Jenny Lyon, where she secured a first-round TKO, to this dominant victory over Chelsea Hackett, Dakota has shown consistency, power, and an unbreakable will to win. The PFL has big plans, and Dakota Ditcheva is at the center of them. Whether it's a title shot or another top contender, one thing is certain: Dakota will bring the same mentality: kill or be killed. Chelsea Hackett learned that lesson the hard way, and whoever steps into the cage with Dakota next better be ready for war. So there you have it, the complete story of Dakota Ditcheva versus Chelsea Hackett. From the bombshell call-out to the brutal first-round finish, this fight had everything. Chelsea said Dakota was too short. She said she couldn't be beaten. But inside that cage, Dakota let her fists do the talking, and they spoke volumes.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
What did you think of this fight? Do you think Dakota is ready for a title shot? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more exciting fight coverage, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. For more brutal knockouts, epic callouts, and the best MMA content, check out the videos we've got lined up for you next. Dana White's shocking message to PFL champion Dakota Ditcheva after witnessing UFC fighter Luana Santos in training. And trust me, what he said has the entire combat sports community talking. Dakota's response on Twitter? Let's just say she didn't hold back. This is the rivalry nobody saw coming, but everyone wants to see now.
Luana Santos!
Big right hand from Egger, but she overswung.
Oh, nice call.
There as well.
Oh, there you go.
Trying to build a base. Oh, now the right out. There is. Oh, she's cranking on it. Just a few seconds left. Oh, she's done it.
For those who don't know, let me paint the picture. On one side, we have Dakota Ditcheva, the 26-year-old British phenom who just made history in November 2024. She became the youngest PFL champion ever, the first British female MMA world champion, and walked away with a cool $1 million after destroying Tyla Santos with vicious body shots. Dakota's record, an unblemished 15-0 with 12 knockouts. She's a former Muay Thai world champion who's been demolishing opponents left and right in the PFL. Born to a Bulgarian father and a kickboxing champion mother, this woman was literally born to fight.
Club and a right hand. Oh, another one, people. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer face. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
Now, on the other side, we have Luana Santos, the 24-year-old Brazilian powerhouse, currently tearing through the UFC's bantamweight division. With a 6-1 record, Luana comes from an elite judo background. We're talking Pan-American and Brazilian champion level. She made her UFC debut in August 2023 and scored a first-round knockout against TUF champion Juliana Miller, her first KO ever. Two undefeated champions at the top of their game, both young, both hungry. But what Dana White said has turned this from respect into rivalry. So here's where it gets spicy. Dana White, the UFC president who never holds his tongue, was reportedly watching Luana Santos training at the UFC Performance Institute. And what he saw made him send a message that has rocked the MMA world. According to sources, Dana White reached out with a statement about Dakota Ditcheva that included not just praise for Luana's fighting skills, but also comments about appearance, specifically saying Luana is prettier than the PFL champion. Now, we all know Dana speaks his mind, but this crossed into territory that has fans divided.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in trouble.
She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
The full context of his message praised Luana's judo-based grappling, her improved striking, and her potential to be a megastar in the UFC. But then came that comparison. The looks, the marketability, the complete package. He essentially threw down the gauntlet, suggesting that if these two ever met, Luana Santos would be the one standing tall. Here's the thing, folks. Dakota Ditcheva has never been finished. She's submitted opponents, knocked them out cold with body shots that would drop a heavyweight, and she just beat a former UFC title challenger in Taila Santos. For Dana to make these statements, that's not just confidence in Luana, that's a challenge to Dakota and the entire PFL. Now, Dakota Ditcheva is not someone who backs down from anyone. And when she caught wind of Dana White's comments, she took to Twitter, or X, whatever we're calling it now, and fired back. Her message was short, sharp, and absolutely savage. Dakota tweeted, "Funny how some people judge fights based on looks instead of knockouts. My record speaks louder than anyone's opinions. Come to the PFL and find out what real power feels like. 15-0 for a reason." But she didn't stop there. In a follow-up tweet, she added, "Respect to all fighters, but if you want to compare, let's compare what matters. Who's finished their opponents? Who's undefeated? Who's a world champion? Numbers don't lie, neither do body shots." The MMA Twitter community exploded. You've got Team Dakota saying she's absolutely right. This is a sport about fighting, not a beauty pageant. They're pointing to her perfect record, her devastating power, and the fact that she just won $1 million tournament. Then you've got Team Luana saying the UFC is the premier organization, and if Dakota was so confident, she'd be trying to sign with the UFC instead of staying in the PFL. They're hyping up Luana's judo credentials and saying her grappling would neutralize Dakota's striking. This has turned into an all-out social media war, people. Here's what's really interesting about all of this. It's showing how much women's MMA has grown. We're talking about two champions in different organizations, both with massive followings, both with highlight reel finishes, and both being discussed as potential superstars. Could this fight actually happen? Well, that's the million-dollar question, literally, since Dakota just won $1 million. Cross-promotional fights are rare, but not impossible. We've seen it with boxing, and MMA has had its moments. Imagine the build-up, imagine the trash talk, imagine the styles clash. Dakota's devastating Muay Thai and those body shots that crumple opponents versus Luana's world-class judo and improving striking. Dakota fights at flyweight, Luana at bantamweight, but catchweight fights happen all the time for super fights. The real winner here? Women's MMA. Because whether you're Team Dakota or Team Luana, everyone is talking about women's combat sports right now. And that attention, that passion, that drama, it elevates everyone in the sport.
Look at the damage so far in this fight. It's been one-way trap.
Oh, nasty knee left the middle from Dakota. And a flurry down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off now.
So there you have it, fight fans. Dana White drops a bombshell, Dakota Ditcheva fires back on Twitter, and we've got ourselves a rivalry that might just lead to the biggest women's MMA super fight in history. What do you think? Is Dana out of line for his comments? Is Dakota right to clap back? And most importantly, who would win if these two ever stepped into the cage together? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you never miss breaking MMA news, and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see Dakota versus Luana become a reality.
Great control here by Sarah, but she needs to have a plan here because she's going to lose this position, and Cyborg's taking the back.
And that's why the start hold position was banned from Sarah Collins in training for a while. Here comes a choke attempt from Cyborg. She used the heel kicks to try and soften up the defense of Sarah Collins.
Your fingers out of gloves, Sarah. Get your
That
fingers
looks
out
rough.
of gloves.
Forearm right across the jaw, which can be a submission in its own right.
It's just a straight face bar here, but Cyborg's got the power for the
It's
squeeze.
a tap!
Oh, wow.
Third round submission for Cyborg and another championship.
Chris Cyborg, the WMMA icon, the quintuple champion, the woman who has held gold in every major promotion, just submitted Sarah Collins at PFL Lion to capture another world title. But it's what she said after the fight that has the entire MMA world buzzing. She wants Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated British phenom, versus the Brazilian legend in what could be Cyborg's retirement fight. Experience versus youth, striking versus well-rounded mastery. And the stakes, absolutely massive.
But because I'm not alone, you know, my team around me make a plan, training, everything. Next for me, I would like to fight. I'm gonna fight again in MMA next year. So this is gonna be my last fight in MMA. And then I would like to do some boxing fights before I finish because I love it. Maybe I can fight here in Leo. But the next one for me, so I would like to fight Leah McCourt. She was the champion, the Bellator. But if she not be available, I can go make some weight cut, something meeting in the middle with Dakota. She's beating everybody her division, 135. Or we think about what we're gonna do, but I believe it's gonna be good.
Let's start with what happened Saturday night in Dessines, France, at the LDLC Arena. PFL Lion delivered a co-main event for the ages. Chris Cyborg defended her PFL Featherweight Championship against the undefeated Sarah Collins, who came into this fight 6-0 and hungry to make a name for herself. Collins is a 35-year-old former judoka from Australia with serious grappling credentials. On paper, this looked like a legitimate test for the 40-year-old legend.
Forearm right across the jaw, which can be a submission in its own right.
It's just a straight face bar here, but Cyborg's got the power for the squeeze.
It's a tap!
Oh, wow.
Third round submission for Cyborg and another championship.
But Cyborg, she put on an absolute clinic. This was only the second submission victory of Cyborg's entire 32-fight career. Her first submission came against Arlene Blenko back in 2020. So for Cyborg to finish Collins with her grappling, against a judo expert no less, that's a statement. At 40 years old, she's not just winning, she's evolving. After the submission, Cyborg climbed the cage and roared at the French crowd in celebration. She's now 29 and 2 with 1 no contest, and she's added another championship to her legendary collection, officially becoming the inaugural PFL Featherweight Champion.
Body kick by the challenger, level change, and Cyborg ends up on top. Ground and pound, hammer fist from the champion. It's over. Chris Cyborg with her 12th first round knockout finish. Chris Cyborg remains Bellator Featherweight Champion.
But the real fireworks came after the fight. First, she mentioned Leah McCourt, the 33-year-old Northern Irish fighter who held the Bellator featherweight title. McCourt has an 8-4 record but hasn't fought since being submitted by Sarah Collins last year. That's option number 1. But then came the call-out that broke the internet. Cyborg said, and I quote, "If she's not available, I can go make a weight cut and meet in the middle with Dakota. She's beating everybody in her division. 135. Or we'll think about what we are gonna do. I think it's gonna be good." Let me repeat that. Chris Cyborg is willing to cut weight to make a super fight with Dakota Ditcheva happen. Now, this is huge for several reasons. Cyborg fights at 145 pounds, featherweight. Dakota Ditcheva fights at 125 pounds, flyweight. That's a 20-pound difference. Cyborg is suggesting they meet at a catch weight, possibly 135 pounds, which is bantamweight, or maybe 140 pounds. In an exclusive interview with Bloody Elbow, Cyborg revealed more about her retirement plans. She said, "Next year we are preparing to celebrate 21 years in the sport. I'm really thankful. I have to enjoy every single moment, every part of training, every time I step in the cage or the ring, because it's going to finish and I have to give everything."
And get you against the cage.
Oh, and it is right hand. Hammer fist. Chris Cyborg makes the statement in round one. Mamma mia!
For those who might not know, let me introduce you to Dakota Ditcheva, because this young woman is an absolute problem. Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva is a 27-year-old fighter from Manchester, England. She's currently undefeated at 15-0, with 12 of those wins coming by knockout. 12 knockouts in 15 fights. That's an 80% finish rate.
Plum and a right hand. Oh, another one! Big one! Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fist! Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
In 2024, she made history by becoming the first British woman to win an MMA world title when she knocked out Taila Santos in the PFL Flyweight Tournament Finals. She won the tournament and took home the $1 million prize. And get this, she became the youngest champion in PFL history and was the first person to ever finish Taila Santos. Her striking is world-class. She comes from a family of martial artists. Her mother, Lisa Howarth, is a multiple-time world kickboxing champion. Dakota herself won gold at the 2016 IFMA World Muay Thai Championships. Her stand-up game is absolutely elite. Ditcheva is currently booked to fight Dutch flyweight Denise Kielholtz in February 2026 at PFL Road to Dubai. She's one of the most marketable fighters in the PFL roster and is considered the future of women's MMA. Now let's break down why this fight is so interesting and why Cyborg might actually be the favorite despite being 40 years old. First, the experience factor. Cyborg has 32 professional MMA fights. She's been competing at the highest level since 2005. That's 21 years. She's faced legends Gina Carano, Holly Holm, Marlos Conan, Julia Budd, Kat Zingano. Her resume is unmatched.
Oh!
Big kick.
How did she take that?
Pacheco just ate it!
Wow.
Snapped the head back and she just kept coming.
My goodness. That would have put me to sleep.
Pacheco was coming forward. She flared her.
That head kick, oh my goodness.
My goodness.
Pacheco's lucky it was the foot that made contact.
Right.
If that was the shin, she might be
Yep.
sleeping.
Might have been a different night. Boom.
Dakota Ditcheva has 15 fights, all against solid but not legendary competition. She's never been tested by someone with Cyborg's complete skill set.
The planet right now. Fantastic strikers, veterans. Future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Ditcheva would be at a huge physical disadvantage. Cyborg is thicker, stronger, and has been dealing with larger opponents her whole career. For Ditcheva, this would be stepping into the deep end against a much bigger fighter. The smart money, it's on Cyborg. The experience, the grappling, the size advantage. It all points to the Brazilian legend.
Look at that. Do that. Shake.
The MMA community is divided. Some fans think Ditcheva is too young, too inexperienced, and would get dominated on the ground. Others believe her youth, speed, and knockout power could shock the world. She's 29 and 2-1 no contest. She has 21 knockout victories. She's a 2-time IBJJF world champion, an ADCC medalist, and a BJJ black belt. She's competed in Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, and submission grappling at the highest levels.
Against defense with body shots.
Combination again.
punching her way out of these clinches.
Naba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Got beautiful knee.
Out of the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn and the knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Naba. And an elbow from Dakota.
Naba can't take a lot of those knees.
Oui, c'est vrai que c'était assez compliqué puisqu'à la base j'aurais dû combattre sur l'UFC Paris. Au début j'étais déçue forcément, mais franchement là je suis contente et je suis vraiment contente de faire cette carte, d'être sur la carte principale de l'UFC 280 et maintenant j'ai juste hâte, on y est enfin et j'ai hâte d'être samedi.
Oh, stunner with the left hand.
That's it.
Jazz Divisius is compromised. Fiorot trying to capitalize.
Oh my God.
Huge shots from Fiorot.
Oh.
Wow, a show-stopping first round.
Dakota Ditcheva needs to be very careful because there's a storm coming from France, and her name is Manon Fiorot. Let me paint you a picture of who Manon Fiorot really is. Born February 17, 1990, in Nice, France, this 34-year-old assassin currently sits at number 1 in the UFC women's flyweight rankings and number 6 in the pound-for-pound rankings. That's not just impressive, that's elite company. But here's where it gets interesting. Fiorot isn't just some one-dimensional striker. This woman started her journey at age 7 in karate. She even won the French snowboarding championship before returning to martial arts at 18, earning her black belt and joining the French national team. In 2014, she was selected for the Karate World Championships. Then she discovered kickboxing and Muay Thai, where she went 12-0 in amateur Muay Thai and captured 2 national champion titles. She also won 3 national K1 championships. This woman knows how to fight. Her MMA record, 13 wins, 2 losses, 7 knockouts, 6 decision victories. She's tied for the second longest win streak in UFC women's flyweight history with 7 consecutive wins. And here's the kicker, she's tied for second most knockouts in the division's history. Fiorot has defeated absolute killers. Former UFC champions Rose Namajunas and Jennifer Maia, top contenders Erin Blanchfield and Katlyn Chookagian. She even fought for the UFC title against Valentina Shevchenko in May 2025. And though she lost that decision, she came right back with a first-round TKO victory over Jasmine Jasudavicius in October.
And another side kick by Manon. Interesting. Oh, look at that. Beautiful hip throw.
Beautiful wizard kick there by Manon Fiorot. American wrestler, English boxing.
American wrestler.
Look. John, there it is, Mike.
Nah, Manon's the better grappler for sure.
And she circles off to her right. Oh, beautiful level change there.
I mean, that's a really good entry. It's just not a really good decision.
Nice takedown.
Nicely done.
Oh, man, Maya immediately goes.
Oh! Manon Fiorot consistently uses that lead leg. I'd like to see the back leg get thrown, though. As you were saying before.
Late stick by Jennifer Maia, who was game, but in all likelihood, Manon Fiorot too much tonight as she tries to extend her winning streak to 9.
This is not someone you want to face if your grappling isn't elite. And that brings us to Dakota Ditcheva's biggest problem. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, grappling. This is where Manon Fiorot becomes an absolute nightmare for Dakota Ditcheva. Fiorot's grappling credentials are off the charts. In 2017, she competed at the IMAF European Open Championships, and yes, she lost in the bantamweight final to wrestler Cornelia Holm. But here's what matters. She learned from that loss. A few months later, she won the IMMAF World Championships. She took that wrestling weakness and turned it into a strength. Now compare that to Dakota Ditcheva. Don't get me wrong, Dakota is a phenomenal striker. She's 15-0 with 12 knockouts. She's the 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, the youngest champion in PFL history, and the first British female MMA World Champion. Her striking is brutal,